All right, let's talk about a challenge that is probably hitting close to home for a lot of you. Your applications are on-prem, they're in the cloud, and your users, they're working from just about everywhere. So how in the world do you deliver a seamless experience for them without getting totally buried in complexity? Well, today we're going to break down how you can simplify your entire application delivery strategy.
Does this sound familiar? You've got these critical apps running in your own data center, but you've also got a bunch of others in public clouds like Azure or AWS. Meanwhile, your users just expect instant, easy access to all of them. Trying to manage the licensing for this kind of hybrid world, well, it can turn into a massive headache, fast.
And yeah, that brings us right to what we're calling the hybrid app headache. Seriously, trying to manage virtualized applications across this kind of mixed landscape has become one of the biggest, most common challenges for modern IT teams. So let's talk about what that headache actually feels like, right? You're constantly juggling your on-prem and cloud setups, but your licenses are incredibly rigid. They're basically chained to one platform. This just creates a brick wall every single time you want to scale up or maybe migrate an app. And what's the inevitable result? You end up wasting a ton of budget on licenses you aren't even using. It's just inefficient. Okay, so how do you fix this mess? Well, the answer really lies in moving away from all those siloed, complicated licenses to just one unified approach. Let's take a look at how Omnisa is tackling this with a single license solution. At its core, the Horizon Universal License for Apps is pretty much exactly what it sounds like. It's a single, flexible subscription. Think of it as an entitlement that isn't tied down to where your application happens to live. It lets you deliver those critical apps from your own data center, a public cloud, or really any mix of the two. So you might be wondering, who is this really built for? Well, it's perfect for any organization that's already living in a hybrid world. But, and this is crucial, it's designed specifically for delivering published apps. Like a specific program like SAP or maybe a custom internal tool, not entire virtual desktops. If you're looking for that single pane of glass for management, and especially if you're planning a cloud migration down the road, this is designed to totally de-risk that journey and make it as smooth as possible. Okay, so that's the promise, but how does it all actually work under the hood? Let's break down the architecture that makes this whole thing possible. There are really three key pieces to this puzzle. First up, you have the Horizon Control Plane. The easiest way to think of this is as your cloud-based mission control. It's the one place where you manage the whole shebang. Next, you've got the Horizon Universal Broker. This thing acts like a smart traffic cop, intelligently routing each user to the best, most efficient location to access their app. And finally, there's the Horizon Edge Gateway. This is the secure bridge that connects all of your infrastructure, doesn't matter if it's on-prem or in the cloud, back to that central control plane. So we've seen all the components, but what does all this tech really do for your business? Well, it all comes down to one absolute game-changing advantage: flexibility. And this slide just illustrates the difference perfectly. Before, in the old world, your licenses were siloed, right? Chained to specific environments. Moving an application from your data center to the cloud, that often meant buying a whole new license, a massive, painful cost. Now, with a universal license, it's completely unified. You have one subscription that moves with your app wherever it needs to go, all managed from that one single console.
And all this simplification on the back end has a huge positive impact on your end users. From their perspective, all that complexity just vanishes. They get one simple, unified workspace that gives them access to all their published apps, their SaaS apps, and their mobile apps, all in a single spot. It's simple, it's clean, and it's incredibly efficient.
So as we start to wrap this up, what's the single most important thing to take away from all this? Well, it's really about future-proofing your entire application strategy. Here it is, the crucial point. Your license investment is no longer locked into your infrastructure. Your license moves with your applications, whether they need to be on premises for performance today or in the cloud for scalability tomorrow. This protects your investment and gives you the agility you need to adapt to whatever comes next. And that really leaves us with a final question for you to think about for your own organization. As business demands change faster than ever before, is your application delivery strategy, and of course the licensing that underpins it, is it truly as flexible as it needs to be?